Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast, hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful to be able to connect with you. Wonderful to be able to say hi, what's going on in your world, and how you be? How are you doing? I am I'm well. I am well. I am blessed beyond measure. How about you? So, for those of you who will be live, thank you, thank you, thank you for being on live. Thank you. So, that lighting's a little bit better from the lamp, huh? Thank you for being on live. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it, I appreciate you. For those who will be on and I don't know you on it, I might not never know you're on. Okay. I'm blessed by that. And for those of you who will be used by Papa at some point down the road, I am grateful. So, what was I going to say? I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I forgot what I was getting ready to say. At any rate, here we are. The start of it. Oh, I hope you had a good holiday. Good morning, Sherry Naylor. Good morning. I hope you had a good Labor Day experience. That's what I wanted to say. A good Labor Day experience that represents the last holiday, the last kind of summer holiday. So we're transitioning, right? Beginning of September, October, November, uh, December. We transition. So it's September's the last month of the third quarter. The last month of the third quarter of 2023. Judith, good morning, dear. Good morning. September is the last month of the third quarter of 2023. Let's make it count. We're going to make it count. We're ending our quarter with the Queen's Adventure. We are ending our quarter with the Queen's Adventure. So we are indeed making it count. So I'm very, very grateful for the vision that Papa has given me in this event. And we are pretty much at capacity now. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the transitioning. This one was different. The first one, we had a lot of flux in this one, a lot of different folk who were going to be able to make it and then couldn't make it, and then that kind of thing. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the transition. Like, life is life. Life be life in. And what do we have to bring to life when it does what it does? We One of the things that I am learning more and more each day is that y'all, we don't have to do this thing by ourselves. We don't we don't have to do it alone. And so what I mean by that is that Papa always has a ram in the bush for us. So whatever it is that we might feel like, however we may feel as if we're alone, however as if we may feel as if we're on an island all by ourselves, I am convinced that if we would open our eyes and see, open our eyes to see, we will discover that we are absolutely not alone. That Papa has brought some folk alongside of us, unsuspecting, maybe folk we don't even know, but they are available to support us on our journey as we are that for others as well. So it's not just about folk being available for us, but we are also available for other folk to support them on their journey. And so I just invite us to, when we find ourselves in places where it feels like the load is too heavy, where we feel overwhelmed, bewildered, at a loss for what to do next, I invite us to just lean into the space that Papa has, that's lean into ourselves, right? But that space where Papa resides, and rest in that space, knowing that things are always working out for you, that things are always working out for you, that things are always working out for you. I invite you to lean into that space of knowing that things are always working out for you. That no matter where we find ourselves at, no matter where we find ourselves, under whatever conditions, we can lean into the truth. Things are always working out for me. Um, I'd rather lean into that truth than things don't ever, right? Because if we believe in the eternal principle of sowing and reaping, or reaping and sowing, that we reap what we sow, if we believe in that eternal principle, then I don't want to make the alternate statement. It nevers, he never, she nevers, they don't ever. Mm-mm. I might not see it. I may not understand it. I may find it difficult to believe. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, sis. I may even find it difficult to believe, but I'm not going to utter it. And I'm going to work on my belief. I'm going to work. Good morning, Ray. Welcome. And I am going to work on my belief. How about you? How about you? If you find yourself at a place of disbelief, I'm going to invite you to not lean into the belief that doesn't support you in the direction that you desire to go, but lean into the belief that supports you in the direction of your desired goal, your desired state, your desired way of being. I'm inviting you to lean into that direction, beloved, so that you can receive what you want and not what you don't want. All too often, we major in the thing that we don't want. Dorian, good morning. All too often, we major in the things that we don't want. I'm inviting us to powerfully lean into the things that we want, not that which we don't want. Lean into the thing that is available for us, that is powerful for us, um, that is your goal, right? The direction that you want to go into. The other way of leaning into it, it's easy to do. Like it's something about human nature that we have a tendency to go towards the thing that doesn't serve us best easily. Like it's not as easy for us to eat healthy. And I think maybe I don't know. It's habits. For those of us who have those habits, it's not as easy. But perhaps once it becomes a habit, it is. I don't know. I have to think about that. But I do find all too often we lean into the thing that doesn't work. We talk about the thing that doesn't work. We talk about who doesn't like us as opposed to who does like us, who didn't do something for us as opposed to who did or does do something for us. So I'm going to invite us to watch our conversation, both internal and out and external, and speak that which gives you life and which offers life to other people. How about that? Which gives you life and offers life to others. So if we're always, or very often, focused on that which hasn't worked for us. So let me say it like this. As a therapist, I run into this very often, particularly in relationships where there has been infidelity. And in those relationships, Um, yes, wherever there has been the offense, if you will, that has to be taken care of. Like, we have to deal with that. We have to, if we're going to stay in a relationship, a monotonous relationship where we're committed one to one, then we have to stop the engagement with a third party, right? We have to stop the engagement. There's no way around that. But part of that, the other piece is who, um, the person who was how do I want to say it? The person who was, um, their partner stepped out. So the partner who didn't step out of the relationship, at some point they have to let go of the story. And so what I found is the partner who didn't step out, they keep dragging the relationship back to that space. So even if you've got a partner who desires to move forward, who owns their error, who owns the choices that they made, who sees it as a mistake, but they own that they did it. At some point, the other partner who stayed faithful in the relationship has to release that story. You can't if you stay in fear, right? And you keep reliving it and you keep trying to do everything within your power to make sure that they don't do it again, you will keep reliving that relationship. You will keep reliving the infidelity. So I get it, right? I get the fear, I get that. But anytime, beloved, fear is ruling our relationships, it's not going to work anyway. At some point, good morning, Brenda Voris, welcome. At some point, it's going to destroy the relationship. So it's the fear that it might happen again. Well, it might. That's just the reality. The truth is that it might. And if it's going to, you can't stop it. So if you're going to lean into the relationship and own it for everything that it is, do that. Do that. Give it another chance. Give it a full chance. Soberly, not in denial, not in avoidance, knowing that this is possible now that it's happened once. I mean, it's always been possible, but of course, once it happens, then you realize that, it's possible. But it doesn't help it when the story continues to be told over and over and over again and the actions lean in that direction. What's the point that I'm making? Because this is not about this is not about intimate relationship. That's not what I do on the programs. The point that I'm making is it's the same dynamic that we do with our own selves. We we have some experience that we don't like, some experience that didn't work for us, some experience that was painful, and we keep rehearsing, reliving that experience. At some point in both scenarios, we have to own it, both parties. What was our role? Because typically, even in infidelity, the person who stepped out, yeah, they own that action, but often we can look and see how both parties contributed to the deterioration of the relationship, right? Not deteriorated not contributed to stepping out. Ultimately, that's that person's decision because they didn't have to. But the relationship, own it. And so the same thing with you, the relationship with yourself. If you are living in a situation where you don't believe that support is possible for you, that you believe you have to do it alone. Good morning, Virginia. Welcome, dear. Where you believe you have to do it alone, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do it alone, that you do not have to go it alone, no matter what it is. There is someone who will support you if you believe it's so. You have to believe that it's so. Even if support comes by watching my YouTube channel or watching someone's YouTube channel, like it doesn't have to be mine. This is what I'm saying, that none of us have to live on an island. None of us have to live without the support that we want and or need. Support is available always. You don't have to do it alone. You don't. There is someone to journey with you. Even if that person is in Taiwan, I don't know, right? Even if that person is overseas, there is someone to journey with you through your life experience. But you have to know that it is and believe that it is and make yourself available for it. There is someone available for you. You don't have to go it alone, no matter what it is, no matter what it is. And so I'm very grateful for each one of you that we get to take this journey together, that we get to rise early in the morning and support one another and have life-giving conversation and say good morning and just say good morning. Good morning, beloved. Good morning. It is absolutely wonderful to see your names, Sherry and Judith and Brenda and Ray and Dorian and Brenda again and Virginia. It is absolutely wonderful to see your names and all of those of you who will do the hashtag it and replay it later. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very, very, very grateful for each and every one of you. So, Papa's called me to this 5:40 a.m. morning thing, and I don't have to do it alone. And you don't have to start your day alone. You can start your day in community, right? In community. So, I'm inviting us this week. Um, what are we doing? What are we doing? Um, so we're gonna what am I doing this week? So, we're going to be celebrating Virginia this week, this Friday on the live show for being a supporter of the More Love Please movement. Specifically, she's supporting the episode that's coming up this Friday of For the Love of It, For the Love of It. So, Virginia, we'll make sure you get the link so that you can view the show as well, and I believe it airs live on all of my social medias as well from 11:30 to noon every Friday. And, so we got that, and what else? What else do we have? The Queen's Adventure. Yes, thank you, I appreciate you. The Queen's Adventure is, pretty much I think we have all spots filled. We may have all spots filled at this point. Like I said, we had lots of flux going on there for a minute. It was interesting. And and then we generally talk about, oh, join the More Love Please movement, celebrating Virginia. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. So join the movement, join the More Love Please movement. Um, and you do that by simply going to my website, drcatherineejames.com, and click on More Love Please. And then you'll be able to join the movement, and you join the movement by first of all loving yourself well. That's the first and foremost, is that you are loving you well. That's the thing. And then after you loving you well, we want you to join the movement with a financial contribution, and that contribution is $13 a month or $150 that directly sponsors the show, but that also good morning, Charlene. Hey, honey bun. That's my niece, y'all. That is my niece. So if you go to drcatherinejames.com, click on More Love Please, Let's Be in Action. This tells you how to be in action. And if you scroll all the way down, it'll tell you how to contribute to. So look, our goal. This is our goal. Our goal is by Christmas to have 100 people who are intentional about adding more love into the world. That's really what I want. 100 people who are intentional about adding more love in the world. And so that's what we're doing over here. We are looking at how we show up with ourselves inwardly, how we show up with other people, how we show up in our spaces, how we engage, how we talk, how we think, how we feel. Our intent is to add more love into the world, one being at a time. So if you know people who are interested, first of all, who need love, send them over here. Send them to the 540. They don't have to be on live. They can listen at any time because it's on all the social medias. They can get it on Facebook and they can get it on YouTube. So send them over here so they can get more love. And then the more love we have, the more love we can give other people. We really do need more love, y'all. And that's my life's intent, is that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. And so I use my energies, my efforts, my resources, my relationships. I leverage everything to add more love into this world of ours, because I will only live in an experience where love is abundant. I won't live in a um what is that, in a love poor situation. I won't remain there at all. I choose not to, no matter where it is. Love must abound, or I will exit. I will. I'm gonna give it a real try. I'm persevering. I'm dedicated. I'm committed. I stay for years. I have a track records of being, my husband. I was 15, so we've been together 45 years. My church, I was the first member, so I've been there 30, it'll be 34 years. I have relationships, friendships that are from kindergarten, that we're still friends today, at least from elementary school. We're still friends today. I met my besties right now. We met in the 7th grade, right? And so I have longevity as so I'll hang in there. I'll try it. I'll try to figure it out. But when I've done all I can, I'm not gonna stand in it. I'm gonna exit it. I'm not gonna demand that anybody do anything, because we all get to choose. But no one gets to choose my misery. Oh, I don't want to say that. No one gets to choose misery for me. That's the point. No one gets to choose misery for me. And if I remain in a loveless situation, that's miserable. So, no, that's not an option for me. I'm going to love me well. And I require that. Thank you for the love. I require that of all of my relationships. And it's okay if the relationships don't continue, but it's not okay for them to continue without love. Not for me. So, I love you. And love shows up in lots of different ways. Thank you for the love. Love shows up in lots and lots and lots of different ways. And you know what? Do you know how you want to be loved? Does others know how you want to be loved? Because sometimes we don't know. Anyway, I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. And at the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. I greatly appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.